Well, hello, bonjour, and ni hao. My name is Jason. Welcome to Redfish, Bluefish. It's Saturday. We made it. Man, I'm looking forward to this weekend. I don't know about you guys, but thanks so much for tuning in and, dedicating at least a little small part of your Saturday to hanging out with me here at Redfish, Bluefish, the channel that examines art, nature, and science through the lens of the aquarist. We got a lot of people in here. I really appreciate all the support, people showing up. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get in and do the top 10 early birds. Before we do that, I want to make sure that audio, video is good. Please, somebody hit me up in chat and let me know at Redfish Bluefish if there are any problems. This episode, I figured I usually don't do these. In fact, I pretty much never do just like no subject, FishFam Hangout, whatever happens goes. I almost never do those live streams, and I thought, man, I'm going to take a break instead of cooking up some deep science or aquascaping kind of Planet Tank sort of thing. We're just going to hang out, guys. I thought I would. A little bit of an update. I finally figured out what was going on with the old walkabout cam. So we have two cameras once again for this live stream, which is cool. I'd like to walk around the shop and kind of show you guys what's going on. And see Sean OOTD in here. Appreciate that, Sean. Sean says, "Yup, audio, visual, good, nice." Yeah, I'm kind of tucked into a little corner of the shop, which is actually the checkout counter area. I don't have lighting fixed up or anything yet, so it's a little bit dimly lit. I think the other camera has a little bit better. It handles lower light situations better. Let's see. Oh yeah, that camera's a little bit better. But anyway, this one's sharper. We're going to jump in, and I see a lot of people in here. Ames, Spirit Fish, Chevy Fish, Aquaballs, Sean. Thanks so much, guys. Tons of familiar names. Few new ones, too. Thanks so much, especially to all the new subscribers, new people coming by. So, what we do like to do here at Redfish Bluefish is that every live stream, I go live in chat 2 hours before and see who's in there, and I start making a list, and we give shout outs to the 10 people who were there first. We work at 10th place, which is certainly not least place, and we work down to first place. We used to do it the other way around. So this time in 10th place we have Senor Kevin Leong. Kevin, thank you so much. And in 9th place, we have the ever-present and enigmatic S. Congratulations on taking 9th place. 8th place goes to Leah Joan Jett. Leah, thank you so much for coming by and hanging out. It means the world to me. 7th place goes to Mr. Jeffrey Watts. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you coming by and showing your support. 6th place, ever-present figure. Once again, Laura Sutton. Miss Sutton, thank you so much for coming by. And in 5th place, Scott's Aquatics. Thanks, Scott. I really appreciate your support. We're getting closer now here, guys. 4th place, a good friend of mine just south of here, Danny Ken Aquatics. Danny and Kenny are a dynamic duo in the fish keeping fam. Thank you so much. You take 4th place. 3rd place is going to go this time to Color Guppies. Nice Color Guppies. Thanks so much, man. And congratulations to the winner circle. 2nd place is going to go to Anthony over at Anthony's Fishy Friends. Anthony was here really early. I really appreciate that, Anthony. And if you haven't checked out Anthony's channel, please do so. He's a good dude. I was checking out his channel last night. He was doing a bit of a live stream. I think it was last night, maybe the night before. They all run together in my head. Anthony was putting the sump in, and he was live streaming it, which is kind of cool. I was kind of lurking and just checking out what they were doing. All right. So Anthony takes 2nd place. 1st place, drum roll. Brrr. Another good buddy of mine way down south, Sean OOTD. Sean OOTD. Woo! Congratulations, guys, if you made the top 10. And if you didn't, well, that's cool. Just show up a little bit early, and I will be taking names down. There are no rules other than that. Whoever shows up first takes 1st place, and who shows up 10th takes 10th. So I'm going to jump over into chat and see what I got going on. Remember, guys, at Redfish Bluefish, if you have any specific questions, comments, you want to call me a big jerk, whatever. If you really want me to catch it, just at me. All right. We got I'm seeing a lot of audio checks in here. So I have some fish that I can show you guys. I got the walkabout cam going. I want to show you guys some progress or lack thereof in some areas of the shop. see. Yes, sir. Sean OOTD saying, nice, made it first. You are in first place, sir. Indeed. Pardon me while I have a sip of my Morning Joe. Hey, we got Big Tank Hank here, Jackson Tax, Patty's, Petite Tanks, Patrick over at Dragon Lair. Nice. A lot of awesome people. Geek Boy, there we go. I knew you'd be in here. So guys, let me go on ahead and change up a couple things here. I'm going to change my mic around, and I want to take a little bit of a walk, a little stroll. I'm going to show you guys out back, actually. Man, what a gorgeous day here. It's like, I'd say it's about 65, maybe 63 degrees outside right now, and blue skies, the sun is shining bright. I think the highest it's supposed to get today is about 75, 74, if that. So it's going to be a really beautiful day. Looking forward to it. This particular winter up here in the Pacific Northwest was brutal this year. It was super wet. I mean, just like rain, 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 way more so than usual. Usually on the island where I live, when it rains too much, when there's too much water happening, we get landslides, mudslides, which is not good. We only had a few smaller ones, I think, this year, which is decent. All right. Let me switch the mic around instead of muting it, actually. Collaboration of Curiosities. There's another one. That's a new person. I don't remember seeing you here before, but thanks for coming by. So awesome, guys. Okay. There we go. I know it's more hissy. It's not as good, but it'll have to do. Take a little stroll. Oh, man. As you can see, pallets, stacks of stuff all over. All over. Straighten this up here. I am going to feed some fish, actually, in this video. In just a moment, I see them here. They're swimming around. Oh, man. There's 18 of them in here and a Pandagara, and they are all... Every single one of them, they were shy as could be when I got them in. And every single fish is lined up single file here at the tank begging for food. Check these cute little guys out. These are, excuse me, these are Apistogramma sp abacachi. Look at these little cuties, huh? Look at that male right there in the middle. He's starting to mask up. He's getting old enough to where he's getting that yellow mask, and pretty soon he's going to be getting those really bright kind of blue-purple lips going on. As you see, they are all up here expecting something. And what, oh what, could it ever be? Could it be that, perhaps? Oh yeah, baby, it's that. That's what y'all are waiting for, babies. That's all right, you'll get it soon. Yeah, and you'll get fed too. Anyway, we're gonna swing it around and show you guys some killer progress going. Got all these done. It's got aqua soil going on to cycle these tanks out big time. We've got a huge, massive plant shipment coming in next week. Really large one. So it's about, oh, I don't know. I don't even know how many hundreds of plants. It's just ridiculous. It's going to be a really large order there. So I'm going to have to clean up the soil down here. It got pushed out a little bit. Yeah, this whole section came out really nice. I'm happy with it. We're going to get this rocking and rolling next week. But what I have to do this weekend is what I've already done here. Let me show you. Oops. Nice clean tank. Nice and clean. No diatoms, no algae, nothing. This is just Eco-complete with a little bit of, like a little layer of gravel was at the bottom. In fact, you can see some of it over here got dug up a little bit. I don't care about that. This is just good old Eco-complete. Anyway, the cleanliness is what I'm talking about. This tank was really bad. It was just, I had let it go. There's only so much you can do in a 24-hour period. And part of, you know, opening up and running a pet shop, especially when you're opening up, is you don't always have time to clean every single aquarium. Once in a while, you have to skip one for a week, and oh boy, then it makes way more work. This one, same, got it nice and spick and span. Got some guppies in there, living, swimming around happily. Nice and clean, full of soil. Nice canister filters going. Did the same thing on this guy, although it could use some water. There's nothing in here right now, but really nice and clean. No algae, no diatoms whatsoever. It just needs water, and that's it. Now, we get to this weekend's challenge. This, that, and that. Yikes, here we go. Yeah, gross. Algae all over the back, all over the sides. Yuck, oh. That's gonna be fun to dig into that. Same thing here. And indeed here. Good old green dust algae, don't you love it? I don't. But anyway, so we're gonna pull the water out of these 6 aquariums, almost all of it, and cycle fresh water in that we're actually making. Back behind there. Behind there, over that, is the water plant. Sure, you guys already know that. Big RO unit and all kinds of hoses. But we're gonna be pulling the water out of all these aquariums, these 6 40 breeders, most of it. Putting fresh water in there and dosing it out, getting it ready for these plants that are coming in. These aquariums are gonna be pretty full, I expect. But let's look at some fish. In fact, let's do more than that. Hold on a second. Let me take the lid off, because one-handed while I'm holding a camera just doesn't work. Hold on, guys. Yeah, calm down. You're getting food. Jeez. These guys act like they haven't eaten in a week. All right. This should get them going. As soon as they see it, they're going to start freaking out. Hey, look, guys, look what I have. Ooh. You want this? Come on. Come on. Again, these are Apistogramma sp abacachi. These are South American dwarf cichlids. Let's hook these guys up with a little mo. You want some mo? Oh yeah. Come on. There you go, guys. The camera kind of spooks them a little bit, so move back. Let's give them some more and kind of force it down to the bottom so some of the more timid ones can get a bite. That's plenty. There we go. There we go. Everyone's getting a nice bite of food. Dude came right up to the front. More food, please. No, little guy. That's enough for right now. You guys will eat after the live stream. Chill out. It's a female blue Gularis. There's 2 of them and a male in there. Here comes the boy. Check him out. Pretty boy. There's supposed to be 5 in here, but this male is the big bruiser. He started beating the heck out of this male. So I moved that male, and his girlfriend had to separate him out, and he recovered just fine. He's fine. His tail was starting to get a little tiny micro tears in it, and that's kind of the sign. At that point, you need to separate him. He's totally fine now. All right. So there we go. By special request, somebody, well, more than one person had asked to see these guys up kind of close. Yeah, these guys are really pretty. All right. I'm gonna feed someone else. Otherwise they'll start flipping out. These stupid puffers. Let me take this lid off. Sorry, guys. Keep forgetting. My polycarbonate lids with my little knobs. Hope you guys don't mind just me doing a little bit of feeding. By the way, this light's off because it broke. Yes, indeed. Dangers of cheap Chinese-made lights. Sometimes they do that. Come on, guys. So you can't get a really clear shot of them because the light's not working. You can see them good enough. I already got replacements coming in. There's no problem with that. Some floating here at the top. And these rock-keel red-shouldered Severums are just hoping for some bloodworms. And they are not gonna get any. Nope. So let's hook these guys up a little bit more. That wasn't too much. Come on, guys. That dummy way at the back, he's not going to get any if he doesn't get over here. See this guy farting around back there? Oh well. So we'll feed some more later. Whoops. Well, look at that. Look at that mess I just made. Isn't that nice? Hold on, guys. I want to show you guys some really cool fish. They're not rare or anything, but I just really dig these guys. I like their behavior. These are threadfin rainbows. And I like how they swim around, they flash in their fins the way that they do. They pop their fins out and show off to each other, these males. See if we can get any of them to do it. There we go. There's a guy in the back showing off. Sorry for the shakiness. There we go. There's one of them showing off with his dorsal fin raised, swimming around like crazy. See? Featherfin rainbows, also known as threadfin rainbows. If you watch them long enough, they'll start popping their fins up and down and acting like little show-offs. There go those two back there. See, they're trying to see which one's tougher, I guess. They're displaying for each other, seeing who's prettiest. See them back there fluttering? The little ones back there. There we go. Look at that. Really nice displays going on here. I'm glad I started checking this out. These guys are excited today. Good old featherfin rainbow fish. Fix the camera, there we go. Anyway. Oh gosh, so we've been doing a whole lot of work here. Really pumped up about these new wooden bins that I got for all of our hardscape. They're really great. I had them made in Idaho, actually. And they're really light, but they work perfect. Keeping things organized, things like hardscape that are, you know, traditionally kind of messy. You can see we got a whole bunch of really good dragonstone in, tons and tons and tons of it, about 100 pounds of it. Extra small to small, and then small to medium, and medium. Pumped up about that. Bunch of mess in here, a bunch of pallets for, you know, equipment coming in. I got to get rid of them still. Yeah, got of our, you know, our merchandising is pretty much 90% there. Tons of hikari. So yeah, a lot of work getting this stuff set up, guys. This as well. Lots of merchandising put in. Really pumped up about this food here. It's made out of mysis shrimp and some other stuff. Really good stuff. It's from Piscine Energetics. It's, like I say, it's primarily based on deep water, cold water mysis shrimp, which is really awesome. Got a bunch of that in. So yeah, got even more stuff. Got a bunch of ADA hardscape in. This is Sirius stone, also known as, I think they also call it Cloud Mountain stone or whatever else. Bunch of really, really good hardscape in. Again, that's ADA. Well, that's kind of top of the line stuff. The other one put in over there. Bunch of pallets. You can see pricing going on, all kinds of aquascaping stuff, CO2 diffusers, all kinds of goodies. Never a dull moment here, man. All right, I'm gonna go back over and have a seat because I'm lazy. And it's Saturday. I want to chill out. Oh, take a load off. Take a load off. Well, I don't mind if I do. Get that fixed. Pardon me. Time for some more Joe. Man, I was dragging this morning when I woke up, guys. I don't know why, but just... Whew. Okay, there we go. Audio should be somewhat better. How about that? How about that? Okay, let me switch over and see what's going on in chat. Hey, Aquaballs, thank you so much for dropping links, my friend. Unfortunately, our online shopping is actually paused at the moment, and that's because the last, 4 to 6 weeks or so before we open, it became readily apparent to me that there was just no way I was going to be able to make the commitment and the schedule, the aggressive schedule that we set for ourselves. There's no way we were going to open on time if we didn't, pause our online sales, because anyone who sells and ships fish online will tell you it is not an easy job. It's very labor intensive and it takes time. So I'm going to scroll down, and I did see some ats, I think. Oh, it's already 10:30, man. Cool. Forgive me, guys. Just chat amongst yourselves while I catch up, because I was walking around. Got a question here from Ames Spiritfish, just asking the room in general. For those who have stacked tanks, how far above top of tank do you put shelves? How far above the top? So, kind of as a general rule, I like to look at, if you want to go, in my opinion, and I'm not saying that this is what you should do in terms of clearance above the top edge of any aquarium. Absolute minimum workable for me, based on my experience, is 6.5 inches, and that is insanely too small even in and of itself. I have had the edge of an aquarium and then like a shelf above it, 6.5 inches clearance. And it was barely enough room to really muscle a hang on the back filter in there. And it's difficult to get fish in and out. You can do it. But in my opinion, absolute minimum 6.5 inches, and also don't do that. Go for more. I would say 8 inches, 7.5, 8 inches is pretty decent. If you can do more, do more. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people get greedy, and I don't mean with money, but greedy in terms of trying to absolutely maximize, just jam every last drop of water that they can into an area. And, you put too many tanks in there, they're too close together, and the whole thing will always end in tears. Trust me. It's just going to frustrate you so much, you're going to kick yourself. Well, with that said, your mileage obviously varies. Do what feels right, but, before you start cutting anything or sawing anything, commit it to paper and sit there and think on it for a week or two. Like, really think on it. Imagine in your head all the motions that you're going to have to go through in there. Elbow room, clearance room for this, that, the other thing. Really give it some thought. So, yeah, I guess that's my best and only advice. Comment here from Laura Sutton. I like those wooden bins. I do too. I love them. And I got them for a really great price. I think I got 3 of them. I want to say, I don't know. They're like $20 each or something. They're really affordable, and they make them right next door in Idaho, so pretty sweet. They actually cut down their own trees. They own all the land out there. They cut down trees. They harvest them responsibly and plane them and all that good stuff. So yeah, those wooden bins are killer. They work great for hardscape. Sean OOTD here with a question. Jason, that's the one we talked about, right? I think the food. Sean, is that what you meant? If you're talking about the food, I think you are. Yes, that is a really good food, man. Really good. It's from Piscine Energetics, and they're my neighbors just to the north of me. They're located in Canada and British Columbia. And I live in extreme northwest Washington. I'm practically British Columbia already. So I can get their food sent over relatively easily. And great group of people. A little bit about Piscine Energetics. We'll go into more in depth later. I see a comment here from Dragon Lair. Let me get to that comment here. We'll get to that comment in a little while. Yeah, about that food. They harvest it sustainably out of Lake Okanagan Lake in British Columbia. And a little bit about that. They were introduced actually in a number of lakes, I think 12 or 15 different lakes across northern United States and British Columbia. to help deal with overpopulation of small microorganisms that were eating up all of the freshwater plankton, right? So well, not all of it, but the vast majority of the freshwater plankton was being gobbled up by all these microorganisms. And that's really important to these little native fish called kokanee, these baby kokanee salmon. It's a type of salmon. And the kokanee population was plummeting like crazy. And so what they did is they introduced the mysis shrimp to these lakes. And sure enough, mysis shrimp cleaned out all that stuff like magic. And the idea is that, you know, once the mysis shrimp have done their job, the fish are going to eat the mysis shrimp, and then there's the end of it. And that worked in every lake except for one, Okanagan Lake. Okanagan Lake is too deep. It goes real deep in parts of it, and the mysis shrimp have no problem going that deep. In fact, that's where they live. Shrimp live on the bottom, and at night, especially mysis shrimp, they come up in the water column to feed, and then they go back down. Well, the problem in Okanagan Lake is that it's too deep. It's too deep for fish to go and catch these mysis shrimp. They can't even see, it's that deep. So the mysis shrimp actually caused a major problem in Okanagan Lake. So this company, Piscine Energetics, came along with a plan. At night, they came up with a patented method. I don't know much about it, but they have a patented, like zero footprint, does no harm method of harvesting these mysis shrimp out of the middle of the water column at night. And in that way, they're able to knock the population way back. The kokanee salmon are thriving really well in Okanagan Lake, despite that little oopsie of introducing mysis shrimp in a lake that's just simply too deep. So enough about that. Basically, I really like PE Flakes. It's a great quality food, and you know, it's a great team behind the food, and we're helping out the environment by feeding it to our fish. We're literally pulling these, unfortunately harmful in that lake, harmful mysis shrimp out, processing them with like zero carbon footprint into a food, and we're feeding them to our fish. I mean, that's a pretty sweet deal. So I'm pretty happy to be behind Piscine Energetics and their foods. So enough of that. Enough of plugging the food. Let me see what I've missed. I think I missed some stuff. I'm classically good at missing stuff. I'm just doing a real quick scan, guys. Aquaball saying cocktail sauce. Yeah, the spilled bloodworms. Yeah, yum yum. Eat up. Yeah, bloodworms, spilling bloodworms is nasty. It stinks. It's bad. You got to get it up like immediately. And that's why I set the camera down. I said, whoa, I got to clean this up, guys. Whoops. Looks like we have 45 watching now and 32 thumbs. Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Yes, collaboration of curiosities saying looking good. Gotta love it when a plan comes together. Absolutely. Absolutely. You gotta love it when a plan comes together. And this plan has been going for months. This has got to be the slowest tropical fish shop build in the history of tropical fish shops. It's the tropical fish shop / planted tank / aquascaping shop is really what it is. I wanted to, opening this shop, I really wanted to make it, I wanted to try to divide it, not physically divide it down the middle, but, you know, logically divide it down the middle and say half of it is planted tank, aquascape, half of it is tropical fish, freshwater tropical fish. But I wanted to make it a little different. I didn't want to make it just any tropical fish. I wanted to go out of the way to get the type of tropical fish and the quality of tropical fish that you just don't see, in every shop around the corner. If anything, you see, not that there's anything wrong with them, but goldfish, black skirt tetras, neons, rinse, repeat. You know, a couple of real ratty plants that were imported from Florida and not taken very good care of, and a bunch of hard goods and products that, for the most part, aren't very good. I wanted the opposite of that shop. That is why it's just taken so long, guys. Enough of that. Yes, Leah Joan Jett here with a comment. Very correct. Kokanee are landlocked salmon that never see the ocean. Yes, they are landlocked salmon, and they have been landlocked salmon for many, 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 many generations. Many generations, so long that they have actually become their own, really their own species. They're not normal salmon anymore, and their behaviors, they have similar behavior. They just never leave fresh water. And there's something else. People used to fish for them up here, and you keep them and eat them. They're delicious fish to eat, game fish. But now, unfortunately, they are in trouble in a lot of places. And as far as I know, for the most part, you can't keep them. They're strictly like if you're allowed to catch them, like catch and release. In a lot of places, like here in Washington State, I don't think you're even allowed to hook them. You're not allowed to attempt to fish for them in a lot of places, I think. Got a question from QC Aquaholic. Sorry if you already addressed this. I just got here. Are you close to being able to ship out of state yet? Close. We're waiting until we open, beginning of May. And when the doors fly open and we open this place up, we're really close, guys. We will be turning up shipping again in-state and out of state. So not to worry and not to fret. I've gotten a lot of messages, people saying, oh, when are you going to get this in and that in again? And do you still have this, that, and the other thing? All the fish that I have listed on my site, pretty much I have most of them, not all of the apistogrammas. What I'm getting at is the fish I have now, the fish are in the shop now, they're not being sold right now to anyone. They're just not for sale. And that's, again, because I'm focusing on getting the shop build finished and getting this place opened up. And so not to worry. We've got the fish. They're not for sale. I'm not shipping right now, but just hold off and we will be turning things back up in no time. Virtually no time. Let me hit my Morning Joe again. Yeah, the last week, man, I have just been, and I'm not a night owl type person, but the last last week especially, I just been up until like 1, 2 in the morning, which is very uncharacteristic for me. Usually 9:30 p.m., that's it, I'm out. Ames Spiritfish asked, how thick are your polycarbonate lids? They are, I believe, 1/16th, very thin. Very thin. Very nice and flexible. They don't weigh very much. But do not drop them. Do not drop them. If they're sitting up against a wall and they fall over like that, that's fine. But don't carry them around and drop them. Certainly don't drop them on a corner because it will destroy them. They will break like crazy. Leah Jett with a comment here saying most lakes in British Columbia are catch and release for kokanee, but growing up I ate a lot of them. That's awesome. I wish, hopefully we can get their populations up again to where we can get it back to where they used to be, I don't think that we're allowed to keep them in any way, shape, or form in this state. And I think that, I don't even think you're allowed to catch them, even to hook them. There are a couple of laws on the books here in Washington State for certain species of game fish that are in big trouble, that are clearly endangered or under huge pressure. And the law is basically, if you accidentally hook one, you better not even remove it from the water. You need to leave the fish in the water, get it up close to the boat, and get the hook out of its mouth with some pliers. Do not remove the fish from the water. If you do, you're in big trouble. And I've actually read the law. I can't recall the species. I think it's actually rockfish, which is a saltwater fish. If you catch it, if you hook it in the Puget Sound, oh, buddy, you better not remove them from the water. And it's just because they overfish them so badly here. It's sad. They are making a comeback, but I fear that they're many years away from being back anywhere close to where they were. So, Fishimon64 says, I went to sleep about 5:30 a.m. Wow. Depending on what side of the country you're in, you are a trooper to be up and bushy-tailed already and in another live stream. Oh, dear. Geek Boy with a comment here. Sounds like you're hoping to be open by June. My wife and I will be in Bremerton for the first week of June. I'd love to come by and see the shop. We'll be open before the first week of June for sure, Geek Boy, and you are most welcome to come by. Absolutely. Abso-smurfly. Please feel free. Dragon Lair here with a comment saying it's good food. Going back to mysis shrimp, I guess the PE flakes. Dragon Lair feeds frozen mysis shrimp, but it's pretty high protein, so only once or twice a week. Yeah, depending. It's pretty high protein. Depending on the fish, you might want to feed them a whole lot of mysis shrimp. You know, if you're trying to bulk up some gnarly cichlids or something like that, some big old beefy killifish, some males, then feeding them mysis shrimp 3-4 times a week, you're gonna end up with some beasts, man. They're gonna be beasts. But no, one more, and I'll move on after this. We'll probably be wrapping up the live stream here in the next couple of minutes. But one more thing about these mysis shrimp in particular, as opposed to other mysis shrimp. These mysis shrimp that come out of the deep plankton-rich water of Okanagan Lake, they're gut-loaded, much more so than other mysis shrimp, because of that really, really rich, deep, cold water planktonic soup that they're just living on and they're just going crazy over. I mean, you know, mysis shrimp eat everything from baby water fleas to, I mean, you name it. They eat plankton in general. They're plankton eaters. They don't really eat algae, anything like that. They love eating plankton. And the deep cold water plankton in that lake in particular is absolutely loaded with nutrients. And when these mysis shrimp come out and are harvested, whether they're frozen and sold, you know, as a frozen food, or whether they process them into flakes or pellets, both of which I carry, they're just packed with omegas and just fatty acids, just all kinds of just awesome stuff. I was reading some articles about it's pretty interesting. Weird creatures, mysis shrimp. Not really shrimp, but we call them shrimp. They look a lot like shrimp, but actually not shrimp. But alas, I'm sticking away from science this time. We're keeping it lighthearted. We're keeping it just kind of a FishFam Hangout. Speaking of which, guys, I think I'm going to go on ahead and cut it off here. We're at about 15 minutes till. Well, it looks like I do have a comment here from QC Aquaholics. We'll wrap up after that. A local fish store had some Hemigrammus caeruleus about a month ago, so I had to snatch up 6. I wanted to pick up some more from me to diversify my gene pool. Yeah, no problem, QC Aquaholic. We've got, let's see, thinking about red laser tetras, I've got about 38 of them. It's just going from memory, 38 to 40, maybe 35 to 40 red laser tetras right now. They're fully grown. They're very, very healthy. No problem. We will be turning up online sales, online shipping very, very soon. And if you'd like, just send me a message through the website. This is for QC Aquaholic. More than happy to put a few aside for you if they start going like hotcakes. And they are not the most affordable fish. They're just simply not. They cost a lot to bring in. They're a lot to buy. They're prone to not doing so well with international shipping, which is not just red laser tetras. There are tetras that ship really poorly, and rasboras for that matter. The Sundadanios, the brilliant, you know, those blue little Sundadanio rasboras, oh my God. Those things ship like garbage, man. So the smaller the fish, if it's a rasbora or a tetra, usually the kind of the worse they ship. Definitely better, if they do make it in, you better treat them. That's stress, like I talked about it before in a couple of live streams. Something I noticed before, you know, especially rasboras and tetras, neons, cardinals. You ship a bunch of them in a bag. You know, they're stressed out, don't eat for a couple of days. Some little bit of ammonia in the water, that's going to happen. It doesn't take much to weaken their immune system, and man, you just better treat them right away. It doesn't have to be a really strong antibiotic, but you do need to treat them with something. If you don't, every day you'll come into your fish room or your store and you'll have 3 or 4 dead every day. So that is a sign. If you start seeing that in really small rasbors, really small tetras, you had better treat them with some antibiotics quick. Erythromycin, anything like that. Nitrofurazone, that's pretty heavy, but that'll work. Anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here before I ramble on and on and on. Looks like we're closing about 13 or 12 minutes earlier this time. But it looks like I may have frozen. Wow, my camera froze. Look at that, guys. Well, this one's okay. That is very strange. That is most strange. I'm assuming, yeah, I can see my controls. You guys can still hear me. Sorry about the frozen video. Let me see if the video is going to catch up. I switched to my backup cam, and it still seems to be working, which is very weird. We're going to wrap up here, guys. Sorry about the technical malfunction. I don't know what caused that. I see that I'm back on video now. Wow, my webcam just completely crashed on me. Well, this is going to be a high-quality live stream to go back and enjoy later, isn't it? Anyway, guys, thanks so much for checking me out and hanging out. My name is Jason. You've been watching Redfish Bluefish. We will see you next weekend at 10 a.m. Pacific. That's 1 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube.